flower sticks, our next piece of equipment. I'm going to ask you to come down to the ground for this, because it makes it a little bit easier when we need to pick things up. The flower stick. We're going to learn a trick called tick-tock today, which looks a bit like this. It goes by tick-tock because it looks like the pendulum of a grandfather's clock. A couple of things we need to think about. I want you to break your flower stick down. We're going to break it into a quarter, a halfway point, and a 3/4 point. We are always going to aim to hit somewhere between the 3/4 point and the top of the stick. So I'm throwing and catching, always aiming to keep it around that spot. If I go too close to the middle, it flips over. Now that we know where to hit on the stick, I want you to think about the motion that we're making when we are taking it from side to side. There still needs to be an element of going up with the throw and a sensation of cushioning it down with the catch. When we combine those two things together, you'll notice that it starts coming off the floor a little bit. We want to keep the stick with the bottom almost always in between our knees, as you can see. When we get a little bit better, we can start taking it off the floor for a little bit longer, and you can see what your endurance is like with this trick. It is a really tricky one, and it might take you a little bit of time to perfect that throw and the catch. Once we've practiced it on the ground, let's take it up to standing. Now, we're going to take one stick away and then leave the other stick as the first stick to throw from. I'm going to take my right hand stick away and leave it as the left hand stick to do the first throw. That looks a little bit like this. Right out the way, and then I'm in. Once we're into the pattern, we just keep it going. Now remember, don't go too close to the middle, otherwise it will flip over. Or maybe do go too close to the middle, because it's quite a cool trick. We always want to see if we can come back to this point though, because this is kind of our safety point in between tricks. Once you get the basics of it down, see how long you can go for. Test your endurance, your consistency with the trick. Maybe take it up a little bit higher. Play around with the timing. There's so much that can be done with this tick-tock, so give it a go.